Hello and welcome to the Nothing Experiment. I'm your host Drew Marwa. I'm my guest here today, Edson Legier and my friend Kimball.
Kimball Charles.
Kimball Charles.
Yes.
Edson, how you doing?
What's good, baby?
Also, the podcast engineer Chris is here with us.
Behind the camera. How's it going, guys?
All right,
It's,
what up?
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's just like my third podcast or something like that.
Mhm.
One of them was lost. This is Ed and Kimball's first podcast.
Yes.
And I've been wanting to do one for a long time, so I'm happy for the invitation.
Yeah. I'm also grateful for the invitation because it's a new experience for me, something that, you don't really think about doing, but, everybody has one. What Joe Rogan say, 1 in 3 Americans have a podcast now?
Something wild.
Yeah,
like that.
something crazy. Some kind of statistics like that.
And they all want you to be on it.
Yeah.
Yo, do my podcast. Like, okay, sure.
Let's talk about this Twitter thing you were talking about a second
Yeah,
ago.
okay. Here's the thing, right? For instance, like me, I'm not gonna divulge my age, but I'm older, and I just don't understand how. Like, I have like my friends, and I'll post something on Facebook from Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'm not on Twitter." Like, I don't understand that, and that's the biggest excuse that I hear. Well, explanation from people for not being on Twitter, and I'm like,
What's
what
their
is there to
explanation?
like? They don't understand it. The same thing you said. You don't understand it.
I still have the Twitter.
But it's like, what is there that, like, I just don't understand
And it's
What is
like,
it not to get?
what there's not to get about
Okay.
Twitter, because it's social media. Like, for me, for instance, like, okay, like I have an Instagram, I have Facebook, I have Snapchat, I've got Twitter. I'm thinking about a TikTok, but I don't dance around, so I probably
I can't.
won't
I can't
get
do
it.
the TikTok. I got coworkers. They're like, "Yo, the TikTok." I'm just like, "Nah, nah. TikTok is for children." Okay.
It's just, but for me, like, I'm like, I dabble in art, so I want to reach those people. So
Yeah.
that's why I was, like, I've been thinking about it, because like, even someone big, like one of my heroes, looking at comics, Jim Lee,
Okay.
that made the X-Men awesome for me through like the 90s. He has like a Twitch, and he sits there and just for free just draws. And and takes you through different, like, this is tangents, or this is how I do hands, or this is how you do eyes, and he just sits there and you just watch him just start to scribble,
That's
and it just turns into art,
It becomes something.
and it's so crazy. So I just sit there and I watch all his, like, on Twitch. I'm just like,
He's just screwing around. He's
and he's just
doodling.
yeah, and just showing people, like, what to do or whatever. So he's reaching that demographic that, so that's why for me, like, if you're like regular and you're just living your life, yeah, you don't want to fuck with TikTok or other, social medias, I understand. But, for me, like, who I think I want to try to go out there and touch different people, like, it's something I've been thinking about. But getting back to the Twitter, though, it's, you get your Twitter handle, you get your profile, and you start following people the same way you follow people on Instagram, the same way you follow people on Facebook, and they make posts on the feed, and you see certain things you like, and you comment, you either retweet or like a repost, you comment, so on and so forth. So it's to me it's about as basic social media experience as any other. But I so many people, like, they're like, I don't understand it, and I'm just like,
It's crazy. That's
Like,
what I like most
you
about
don't-
Twitter is how simple it is.
Like, I don't know whether I'm private messaging somebody or I'm
what, or DM?
Well, or I'm like
blasting it out
I'm
to
blasting.
the whole
it's
universe
hard
out
for me
there.
to figure out what the difference is between that when I'm trying to. I use it for specific things, which is like a random crazy notebook. Just,
Okay.
If you want to follow, it's like a little public notebook.
Okay.
If you will, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like a DM, like just, and once again, like the same way, like if you're on Instagram,
Yeah.
and you talk to someone, you basically adding them, and from there, like, the message is just for them, compared to making posts on your feed where everyone can see it. And then even that, you can go in the settings and control. Like, for me, like, almost all my social media is public, so because I want people to see it, because I don't care. But some people like a lot of my friends, they make it private, and even like on Instagram.
Mine is private. Like only the people who want to see what's going on can see it. Like the people that I follow are basically my friends, and there's a few people I follow, a few artists I follow, and
right.
Like there's all kinds of things on Twitter. Like there's deals, like there's retweet for this, or there's deals on things that like I'm interested in purchasing. So it's good for the consumer. Also, it's good for a lot of different things, but it has a basic interface.
Yeah, because like Twitter, like it reaches so many different people. Because there are people on there who, like, Twitter doesn't have like necessarily the content restrictions, like as far as parental stuff. Mm-hmm. So like you have like the girls, like they're
there's anything on there.
Yeah, it's like
you can watch porn on Twitter.
Yeah, like it's literally anything that it's like anything goes. It's not like Instagram and so on and so forth.
It's the Wild West.
Yeah,
exactly. It's the Wild West, and you don't understand that. Like it's like that's why Donald Trump is able to go on there and fire off whatever.
Every time those thumbs up happen, pew pew.
It's like,
those are your fucking retweets.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, just killing it all the time, and it's just like, dude, like
another good thing about Twitter, which I like the most about it, is how fast you get the information. Twitter instantly, before it even happens, is like boom, right there. I mean, front page.
I remember that movie. It wasn't Pineapple Express. It was The Interview.
Okay, right.
In the beginning of the movie, they're like Eminem saying he left little gay crumbs.
Oh yeah. As little clues. Crumbs of gayness. Yeah.
And then like, oh my God, gay Twitter's blown up. Gay Twitter's blown up.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah. And for me, I'm like, is there a thing? Because there's a black Twitter, and it's not even like a separate thing.
It's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter.
It's not like it's a separate app.
Yeah, it's not like a different app.
We got our own Twitter, Black Twitter.
Black Twitter, like go to the Play Store and download it. Like what I'm
some
saying.
Of the really cool white people can join.
Right? Yeah,
they're super cool. Like you gotta be okayed.
But like it's just that particular group of people just making their own posts or whatever, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
like the
funny.
stuff. Yeah, it
the
really
memes
is.
on there are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's to the point where like I really was like wishing I could talk to some of those people and say like, yo, copyright some of these memes and jokes, because people are out there stealing that stuff,
or like they're
like,
making their own different versions of them. People don't realize that there's a lot of money to be made in there. Just
on memes.
Because it's comedic. Right? Yeah. It's comedic. Like, it's funny. Like some of these people,
it should be just for free.
Like for instance.
Well, but see, the point is, then like okay, like right now, like a big issue they're having, right, is like with a lot of these people that make up these dances. So for instance, on TikTok, right, you have like this dance called this Renegade. It's attached to this song or whatever. So there was a young black girl, like she was about like maybe 14 or whatever. She created the dance and she just posted it on TikTok just to have fun. But one of the people that do this the most, Fortnite, they'll steal the dances and then make the avatars and their characters do it. But then you have to pay for that character, and they're making millions. You saw they just had the championship game where the kid won like what $3 million. So you're talking about the revenue that they're generating is ridiculous, and they're not giving any props, any money, anything to these people who they're borrowing it from, as they would say, because it's like open source or whatever. But it's like, no, if you're making money from it, then you need to give that
hashtag Edison.
No,
right, a little bit like that. But if these people set it up so that nobody can steal from them or nobody can use their stuff without some sort of like the way that radio stations will give money per song to the artist. Like Mariah Carey, she knows she's gonna get a Christmas bonus because everybody's listening to that song on Christmas or whatever, right? So if you're gonna put yourself in that category of like, no, you can't take advantage of me, then they won't choose from that category. They'll just choose from.
It's tough because, like I said, you're talking social media, so it's a public forum, and TikTok, like one of like that type of social media. People are putting these videos out, just to have fun. But these big corporations, these big conglomerates, they know what they're doing, and not even just them, but the TikTok users, because they're sitting out there, they're doing the dance, they're getting views, and then they're being attributed as the people who created it, and they know they're not. And so it's like, okay, you can get your views, you can get your acclaim from it, but just say, don't, when they say, oh, you created it, don't sit there and smile quietly when you know you didn't fucking do that. That's not you. So just, oh no, I saw it, this is that. You're already getting, the everything from it. So for you to just say, oh, like, by the way, it wasn't,
there's that clothing company, Supreme. I'm sure you guys have heard of it.
Of course, who hasn't? Jesus.
So
who doesn't have a piece in this room? Anybody? I know I got a couple pieces.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you're slacking.
I should have pretended I did.
You're slacking.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. I even know what that means.
Yeah.
So I think Supreme took their, like, the way their letters are shaped. What do they call that? Like the font?
Topography?
Well, I forgot even that
I
red,
think it's font, but you might be right.
Typography?
I can't even say it. Topography. Yeah.
Typography is the scientific.
Yeah.
So I think like graffiti artists are mocking like the perspective that any corporation will have with marketing. There are people who are hardcore with graffiti. I think they're kind of against like a lot of the big corporation money stuff. You know what I mean, with ideas and stuff.
But something like Supreme, like if they like you like to try to quote unquote like rage against the machine now at this point, them dudes are too big, and it's basic because the font or typography, it's basic. It's basic.
I think
it's
they stole it from like graffiti artists that were mocking that, but then now when you use the same one, like Supreme has like copyright on it, so like even though they stole it from the public, then now they close it up so the public can't even use it.
So like
it's
hypocritical.
So now it's like, oh, you're using our logo, like where's our money?
Like, bitch, you fucking stole this
where's
shit
our
to
font?
begin with.
Yeah, where's our font?
It's like imagine I go in your basement, I steal your shit, and then it's like, no, it's my shit. What are you doing with my shit? What the fuck are you talking about?
But that's what it's all about, being smart enough to actually do that. Like, hey, I got this now. Let me like do something to like lock it down now. It's supposed to let it like run off in the wild. So
I think that's the big thing with China. Like they have no, they don't enforce that.
They're the Wild West of copyright.
Exactly right.
Everything there is bootleg. Everything.
But a lot of it though, from what I hear, is because they have to though.
Yeah.
Nikki. All the famous brands.
Yep.
What's another? I love off-brand things, dude. They're so funny.
They're funny. Yeah.
But some of that stuff I heard that they have to do though, because like for instance in China, they have a lot of app developers that make off-brand apps of the mainstream apps. But the reason they do that is because the government controls, like they're basically like how Big Brother. Oh yeah, they're literally watching. Is locked down. So they make those off-brand apps so that people could actually have like a Facebook experience without somebody coming there and just like stopping all of that. Yeah. So
wait,
you said Mao was what?
Explain that again.
So over there, just like for instance, how if you talk about North Korea, like I've read like these in places like this, they literally have buttons where they can shut the internet off, and like for instance in like North Korea, they don't
in
like
Hong Kong, they can disable the hashtag. So that would never trend at all. Yeah. You could cut off the internet for a few moments to
disable the hashtag.
Yeah. So that's imagine. Like, if
it's not shutting off the internet, but almost.
Like you just can't do it.
Might as well not have internet with that.
You just like bleep it. I mean, hashtags are like.
They have such control over like what goes on through those lines.
Because all it is a program that takes whatever hashtag gets hit the most. The hashtag is like, if you hashtag something, this is what's going to be attached to it. So as long as that algorithm sees, like, this one's got the most attention, they can wipe that top one from the algorithm. So you're only seeing, like, number 2.
Right, so if,
5.
like... So if something bad happens and then it's like, hashtag,
square.
Right,
you
hashtag.
Can't post that.
Yeah, and then it'll just erase it. So then, now you can't pick up groundswell, and you need that in certain cases because there's been certain, like, situations like, what am I thinking about?
Hashtags, lots of times when there's a specific event, like everybody can localize.
It'll trend.
It'll trend. That's how you get. That's how you get hits. Yeah, that's how you get hits. How you get views. Like for me, like when I post like art or whatever on Instagram, like I just start hashtagging
It's
it up.
awareness.
And it's so that people, because
much.
people look at those hashtags. So if like, you know, like you posted like, you wanted to post a picture of your puppy. So you're like cute puppies. And then
Hashtag
it'll be the
cute
hashtag cute puppies. And then
Yeah.
people are like, oh, he's got a cute puppy. That's cool.
So now the algorithm just throws that stuff
Right,
into it. Yeah.
right, yeah. But then like they have algorithms that, you know, like it's like, oh,
You said
you know,
Hong Kong.
yeah, no.
That's
You
it.
said freedom. No.
That's
So
it.
no
Hong
freedom.
Kong's supposed to give up their freedom slowly
That's
in the next 20 years? That's a weird fucking plan. I think,
that's why it's
personally, right?
great that we live here, because you know we don't have those kind of restrictions on our internet, and people can listen to this podcast.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even though, you know,
I mean, there's things out there, but not like, you know,
It's
you
not
don't
as
live-
heavy as that.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's things you can't do, like, you know, you know, but
because what was it? What was that? Only like last year, the whole fight for net neutrality.
oh yeah, dude,
Which
I'm
was-
sure,
was a big
I'm
thing.
sure the bad guys won.
They did for
Yeah, they
sure.
totally
They
did.
totally did. They totally
Did you
did.
expect anything different, really?
Yeah,
I was hoping
Does anybody
maybe.
notice a pattern there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
don't
mean,
get
come
me
on.
started.
Come on, like,
Oh.
you think Genghis Khan was like, "Hey, I'm a nice guy"?
No, you
Let's
know
do
what was?
this.
You know what's funny? No, you know what's funny?
We're gonna party a little bit. We'll see. Where
No, you know what's funny? I was saying that like somebody, they were talking about politics the other day, and I was laughing because I put it to old school cartoons. I said that the Republicans were the Decepticons and that the Democrats were the Autobots. And in a lot of episodes, the Autobots would, like, the Decepticons would do whatever they want. They would kill
Yep.
humans. They would destroy buildings. They would kill Autobots. They're just, you know, they're just,
Well, you know
they're just
what? They
stealing.
win elections.
They win, and so then like every time the Autobots were always a step behind.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it's like a 5 episode, you know, arc where they've got to try to defeat Megatron, finally in the end there would be some type of ex machina or some type of MacGuffin that would come out of nowhere, and they would just win the day. But it's like,
Donald
you know,
Trump takes over the Decepticons.
Yo,
You're
but it's
what?
like-
like, wait, what?
What?
Now I speak for them. They don't have a voice.
Right,
Wait,
but
what
it's
the fuck
like-
is going on?
it's like dudes, like, you know, you guys like just.
Dude, a Donald Trump Decepticon. That
Oh,
would be
that-
so
Well,
funny.
It's
is he
ridiculous.
Republican?
Comes out the wig.
Oh,
dude.
he was in the
It would
Autobots for like 20
transform.
years when he was voting, and then he decided to run for Decepticon. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Oh,
True
okay.
facts.
Yeah.
Well, he said it out of his mouth. He was like, "Oh man, if I were to run for president, I'd run Republican because they're stupider."
Stupid.
yep, he said it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said you didn't see that. Did you see that interview?
He
Well, he
straight
said
up
everything,
that.
Yeah.
and they all contradict each other. So
Yeah,
but,
but
at
he
a point in time, he stopped making sense.
right.
There's a point
He didn't
where
need
he
to.
made sense.
he'd rather make
I
success.
think it's because his brain's all like gushy from all the Adderall.
I mean his fans are his fans, man. He's got
Yeah,
a loyal fan base.
yeah.
He's up there with like fucking Rick and Morty, bro.
That's wild.
Like,
You
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's terrible.
The
You guys-
Szechuan sauce, they would definitely freak out.
Oh,
the
they-
same
oh
way.
my
Oh,
God.
dude.
That
Same
episode
way.
was better than the sauce, though. Can we admit
The
that?
sauce wasn't
True
even
facts.
that good.
I don't
The
even
sauce
remember
wasn't
the
even-
sauce.
I don't remember the sauce from that because, you know, I come from a home where it was like you didn't go to McDonald's all the time. Like if you had food in the house, like you ate at
You ate
home.
that food.
You ate that
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to go to McDonald's, it's just like, what are you doing? Like you better eat that rice and beans right now.
You got McDonald's money?
Yeah, you got McDonald's money, exactly. You got McDonald's money,
Yeah.
you know?
I think I was,
So I missed out on that whole Mulan Szechuan sauce era thing. But then they came back out and I'm like, all right. And it was
And it came
very,
back
very
hard, like-
underwhelming.
Mediocre.
And I didn't have it with a McDonald's chicken
Yeah.
nugget. I had it with a good, healthy Tyson chicken tender.
Damn.
You know? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it up big. And I was sorely
Wait, you
disappointed.
somehow got the sauce? Wasn't it rare?
No, we
Wasn't
got
it
the sauce.
really hard to get?
Yeah, and then after a while, like, you could just literally go in and get a handful of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When everybody realized it sucked?
That's probably
They
what
were-
happened,
They became
yeah.
really available.
But no, a lot, come on, a lot of things are like that. A lot of things are like that. Twinkies. When Twinkies went away, people were just like, "Oh my God, there's no more Twinkies. We've got a riot," and people went crazy.
Yeah.
And then they bought Twinkies back, and then
It's like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, Twinkies, like the fuck, like
Zombieland made them big again too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
was a giant commercial for
That
Twinkies.
was totally.
Yeah.
Because
He doubled down on the whole like conservatives are cool.
And you know what? Twinkies are still good. I had
You
one
know
about
what
a
I'm
year
saying?
ago when I started my new job, and there was Twinkies. And I'm just like, you know what? I haven't had a Twinkie in years. Let's see what this is about. This new Twinkie. So I eat the Twinkie, and I'm just like, all right, not like I remember, but still very good.
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah, I can't do it.
I didn't get this shape not eating Twinkies.
well, that's why I'm only eating Twinkies once every like 10 years because, you know, I'm very conscious about those things. You know,
You guys want to talk about movies?
we talk about whatever you want. This is your show, buddy.
We saw the movie Ford versus Ferrari.
Yes,
So
that
I
was
saw that
a
with my friend Kimball.
excellent film.
So I wanted Kimball to actually give a review because he knows more about cars. And I feel like his opinion on this movie is more valuable than my own.
And the only reason he
I don't
says
drive
that
a
is
stick,
because
so-
he says that because I'm like, all right, you're a car guy, like this is something, and I'd never seen it, and up until Drew was like, let's watch this, you know, and I'm just like, you know what, this needs to be a film that, you know, I watched because I was interested in seeing it. You know, the ads were everywhere, and then all of a sudden, you know, he tells me, I was like, they're not in the theaters anymore. I'm like, what? It's like, how can you watch this?
Yeah, we rented it for like $6.
So we rented it, and
for
yeah,
48 hours.
it was a good film.
Just
Matt
so
Damon
much-
was amazing as Carol Shelby. Christian.
Everybody they picked, man. You're talking
The cast-
John Bernthal as
Yeah.
Lee Iacocca.
Yeah, he's good at
Yeah.
everything.
Yo,
though.
John.
Has he ever been bad in anything?
He's
No.
amazing.
No.
From Walking Dead to Punisher.
Everything he's in.
Yo, he's good.
He's good, man.
Yeah.
And
He's a versatile actor. I like
You know,
that about him.
Shock collars.
it's crazy too, because like the movie,
He
especially
played,
once
he
again,
played Punisher.
Oh,
That's the dude who
John
played Punisher
Bernthal.
on
That guy.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Like-
that
You know?
guy.
I think he'd make a good Wolverine.
He'd make a
possibly.
You can't make Wolverine tall. I know they're gonna fucking start making Wolverine tall.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you know,
we rolled with
Nothing
it.
like
we
the
rolled
comic book
with
character.
it through Hugh Jackman, and we weren't mad.
Yeah, but he had a lot of heart.
yeah, but he was Wolverine.
He had a
was
lot
good.
of heart.
Yeah.
The preparation he used to say, he used to be
he's
like, I used to
close
take
to-
ice cold showers every morning just so I could be like, oh, like,
yeah.
man,
He
that's
would,
intense.
That's
You could compare his nailing of the character to Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. because nobody else has
course.
played
Oh, of course.
Wolverine.
He
was
and
born to play
Logan was
that.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he created the character.
So Ford
yeah.
vs Ferrari was actually directed by the same guy who directed Logan.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
So it's seems like it's pretty historically accurate. If
There
you're big
were
on,
there were a few changes.
There were a few liberties.
I think the fight, but that's fine. They did the same
the
thing.
part
in,
with the executive, that didn't really happen. He didn't really get locked in the office.
yeah,
You know, like that.
but
Didn't,
that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
liberties.
That's
but
fine.
Most
It
of
was
it
worth
was
it because
like,
the dude cried.
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
and no
spoilers.
and no, and oh
Spoilers.
yeah, no. Look, forget those people. Anyway,
People who-
listen.
Thank you.
Basically, if you haven't seen this film, just fucking see it.
we started
It's great.
talking about it. You heard us say.
You heard us say whatever.
So, you know, if you
Just
stuck
assume.
around, then you know that's
Yeah,
on you.
That's your. I don't care. Should have seen it by now.
So real quick, I wanted to just speak on that, like the expectation subversion, because when you saw the trailer, and you know Carol Shelby's killing it, and you know Henry Ford II is in the car with him, he starts to cry.
Yeah.
So you're thinking like, oh, like the speed was just too much.
Oh, yeah.
But when you
G-force.
watch the movie,
Yeah.
he cried because he was like
Happy.
happy because he's like,
Proud.
I wish my dad were
was
still
alive
alive to
for it.
see this.
Yeah.
That blew
It worth-
my
it- it
mind.
was worth it.
Blew my mind because I was like, holy shit! Like in the commercial, that's a good way to do a trailer.
Oh yeah.
Where you know, don't just give shit away in the hopes to pull people into the movie. Just be sure that you made the product you were supposed to make. Give little clips to entice people. Like that enticed me because I thought that was funny. But then when I actually saw the full clip, holy shit! I'm like, that's such a touching thing for him to say. You know, like this was so great. He wished Henry Ford was
Yeah.
here to see this moment,
Yeah.
to see their cars go to this level.
level,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. And then for me, even too, at my age, like I remember like when I was young, commercials, all you heard was Lee Iacocca. But this was Lee Iacocca at the time when he was like CEO of Chrysler.
Yeah, exactly.
After he left, Ford.
Ferrari guys, the one who's talking shit.
Well, no, he was the exec that started the whole thing because he Ford was saying, we need like new ideas and whatnot. So
John Bernthal.
Yeah, so he went, and said like, we need to get out there and start racing. And actually, that's another thing because people can talk shit about Ford because of cars like the Focus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Ford is the only car company in our country that has a prestigious racing history, and especially beating Ferrari, who at the time, what was that like? Through the 50s up to the 60s,
it was like the mid
6 Le Mans,
late 50s to early 60s, and they won like what 4 or 5 of them,
6. It was like 6 in a row, busting ass, and you're talking about Enzo still alive, just they're out there like killing shit. And the last time an American won which is why they went to Cal Shelby, and he was with Aston Martin at the time.
And what a lot of people don't realize, it's not your average race. This is a 24-hour Le Mans
endurance
race. This is an endurance race. Okay, so this is not like a drag strip like quarter mile. No, this is 24 hours.
And it's not a road it's not a
it's not driving.
It's through the countryside.
Yeah. It's like a territory.
Driving just through the regular streets. It's just been blocked off.
Yeah.
So this is So it's just whatever conditions, like their cows and hay.
It could be raining. It could be snowing. Like they're driving through it. Yeah.
And then they're
kind of winging it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna do a race. This is how we're gonna set it up.
So in the movie, it was about like the Ford GT40, and that's a very popular car. Some people might recognize the Ford GT.
Now?
Yeah, $500,000 if you want to buy one of these things right now.
That's not the Shelby, is it?
It wasn't the Shelby Cobra.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
This is the Ford
GT40 in
GT40
itself, but not. Yeah.
No, that's Ford GT40.
Well, this was all. This was
before all of that.
So
this is when Cal Shelby was
winning.
just had his own motor company.
His own Cobra. Yeah, he had the Cobra.
Yeah.
So what was the car that Ferrari kept winning with right before
all of them? So,
yeah, it was all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All of them. Okay.
That's what they did.
Yeah.
Like, and
they
their
make expensive cars to begin with.
But you got to realize,
have to tweak their regular formula almost,
but
right?
you saw the scene in the movie where how I was trying to explain to you. These engines are hand built. If there's a mistake on any of what they built, they just scrap it and start all over.
But not
again.
even
it
just
has to be perfect.
But not even just that. Not even just the engines. You're talking about because their history, the history of like the Enzo family, is they used to do like armor for Italian knights. So a lot of the same care that they took into doing that, like each piece, like they, there's like metal molds where they put the metal in, it sets, it cools, they take it out, the stitching and the seats, they hand sew it in, like every detail is paid the utmost attention.
Right. The opposite of Ford.
And that's
Ford invented, they're like the Ford of the opposite.
Right, yeah, like
much,
No, it's funny because someone was making a joke saying like how you've got this big company trying to like beat this basically family owned thing or whatever. So it's like it's so funny, like you said, like the opposite. But
they weren't even nervous about the competition Ford was going to bring.
Oh yeah, no, because
part of what made the movie so good.
Yeah, I mean even to this day, like like Ferraris are sought after. You're talking about the F40, F50.
Yo, Christian Bale nailed it.
His Ken Miles was amazing.
He's amazing.
So fucking good.
Amazing.
His Ken Miles was
it's funny how like he barely showcased like his potential for acting talent in the Batman movies. Kinda.
Yeah.
Because he'd be a hell of a Hamlet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always have this joke like Vin Diesel. He's a good actor. Put him in Hamlet. Let's see how he does.
I mean, I give it to him. I give it to him though because to just sit there and I am Groot a whole movie, and then especially like he really puts inflection into every I am Groot. Like if it's like a question like I am Groot. He puts that, he puts that inquisitive, but then it's like if he's angry, I am Groot. Like he really. So I give it to him, like, hey, He could have just sat there and took the paycheck and just said, "I am Groot" in the most monotone way. But he actually, he's doing his thing.
He's got this new movie coming out.
But he's no Hamlet.
I saw that new movie that he's coming out with. What's it called? Bloodshot. I saw the commercial for it
it could be linked up with Morbius, right?
What, the Bloodshot movie?
I think their comic books are... Oh, no.
Nah, I don't think that's part of it.
It was about to be lined up with a bunch of other stuff, but it fell through.
Yeah.
They were going to franchise it. Because lately, if you're not going to be part of a franchise, why are you invest into it?
Or a universe, which is like... Just make a movie and just call it a day.
I'll be excited about the upcoming Mission Impossible movies, because he's gonna like.
Is he still gonna do the stunts himself?
Yeah, he's pretty much gonna like. I think this is gonna be his like the way David Bowie put out that last album. He knew it was gonna be his last album. You know what I mean? You talk about Schwarzenegger's working out for the last time when he did one of the Terminator movies.
Right. Yeah.
So.
How old is Tom Cruise now?
60s.
Wow. Man, like doesn't age. I was watching Top Gun, the original Top Gun.
Oh, and you see the sequel trailer looked nice.
Yeah, man. I can't wait
couldn't even lie.
I can't wait for that one.
I was super surprised at that.
I'm like, Top Gun. They're like, what? I'm like, bro, like, I liked the first one. I don't know. Some people might have different opinions of that.
Some people loved the first one.
I like the first one.
You know,
the first one,
it's tough in this age, is what it is.
Yeah.
To get into it now.
Well, you know what it is? It to me, it holds up.
Tom Cruise is 57 right now.
It's 57. I told you, he's like, I was like, he's probably black on the inside. I think like they did Ancestry.com. He's like 99% black and 3% white. Hey, sometimes the white's the dominant one when it comes to phenotypes. Because seriously though, when you think about it, because like the last Mission Impossible, the stunts he was doing and the
he's
injuries,
trying to prove something.
The injuries he was like when he jumped when
they kept
from
that in the movie
and his foot.
That's
almost the way his foot bent. That was not the way
that's
feet
almost
are
like
supposed to bend. That
like
was
when
ridiculous.
When Leo DiCaprio like cut his hand when he was doing Django.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
That scene was, and you know what? Until the internet pointed it out. The scene was so good, like his before. I didn't even notice.
He stayed in character the whole time. It's amazing. He kept going.
Yeah,
he's like, whatever. Yeah,
that's
or even
great
like
when
in
you
Viggo
see
Mortensen in Lord of the Rings when he broke his foot and he like screamed.
Yeah, because he kicked the.
Yeah, and he screamed out, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was a good scream." Like,
yeah,
no,
he broke a toe.
That was real scream. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
he was
in that movie, The Shining, like the girl didn't know that Jack Nicholson was gonna break down the door with an axe.
Oh yeah,
so her scene was actual terror. They're like, oh, he was good at making terror. Like, no, he terrorized the girl and filmed it.
Stanley Kubrick literally terrorized this woman.
Yeah.
Yo, he told people on set that you're not to have dinner with her. You're not to speak to her as a friend. She needs to feel ostracized, so she gives a good performance. He probably didn't even explain that one. You know, I think when Ben Affleck was talking to Jerry Bruckheimer, he was like, you know, for Armageddon, why didn't we make them like astronauts who had to learn how to like dig oil? It's like, well, because people from Texas are not going to relate to that. You fucking idiot. But he didn't even say that. He just shut the fuck up. Yeah. He's like, okay, because that's what he was back then. You know what I mean?
But you had a lot of shit like that, like
they got
to Alec Rickman in Die Hard when they dropped him off the building. That scene, they didn't drop him off of a building, of course, but they didn't drop him off of a building, of course. But like the pad that they had that they dropped him, he was like in the scene. The way they explained it to him, it wasn't going to be like that, and so then they just let him go. So when you see Gruber. Like
he did not expect.
He didn't know that it was the fall was going to be free like that. Yeah. So he's totally reacting in time to.
Same thing.
Oh my god! I'm falling.
Same thing with
like that's foul, dude. Like you think you're gonna die right now.
Yeah. But you know when he's falling, you're like, he looks like
snap.
Like, wow, that's a great performance. Like, no, that was real life.
Dude, in his brain, he was probably like, yo, my in memoriam's going to be fantastic.
Right.
The little kid from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory didn't know that.
The kids didn't know about
the kid didn't know.
For the gondola.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Gene Wilder just started flipping out. And everyone's like, "Yo, Gene's losing his mind."
Oh yeah, at the end.
No, in the beginning when they're going through.
Oh well, apparently he did that throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, that was
because when he starts raising his voice at the little kid at the end, the little kid had no idea that was supposed to be in the scene, and they did that on purpose. So his reaction was like, What the fuck?
I thought I was supposed to win. Like, what's up with this?
Like, no.
Yeah, I think Willy Wonka is like definitely murdering kids in that movie, right? Right?
I mean, yeah, it's a
Kinda
kind
like-
of murder.
it's
like, you
yeah.
get my murder factory.
Kind of like
Right, yeah.
I tortured you and this is yours.
Batman kills
Right.
bad guys, but we forgive him in the movies when he does it.
He only just started killing.
Yeah.
He
Movies,
always
since
He was
movies
always killing
began.
people. Nah.
What do you guys think of
No.
the upcoming Batman shit going on? He's got no cape. They're saying that makes sense.
I don't
right?
know how to feel about it, to be honest with you. I
You
don't know how to
here's-
feel
look,
about it.
Look. They
You
have,
saw the trailer?
I saw the
Or-
trailer.
okay.
I saw the suit. I saw
I didn't pay
what's going on.
attention
Oh,
to
whatever.
any
Yeah.
But I don't know how to feel about it yet.
I don't think it's an official
it-
trailer.
It
It's
just
like
has to
some-
come out, and then it just is what
They're
it
gonna
is.
Right, I'll
have,
check it out
Yeah.
because
They're gonna have Lenny Kravitz's daughter play
Zoe.
Zoe?
She's pretty good looking.
Pretty.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
Listen.
definitely. But like,
She's in a movie called Kin that I thought was super cool.
Oh really?
If you guys get a chance on Amazon, we saw Midsummer.
bro.
You want to talk about Midsummer? It's from the director of Hereditary.
Bro, this
I heard-
movie.
I
Did you
heard
see this
about it.
movie,
I-
Midsommar?
I didn't see this
The
movie.
biblical,
Bro.
the biblical movie.
Yeah.
I sat through 3 podcasts about it. Though.
Man, listen. Yeah, that movie, that shit was fucked up, that movie. That was fucked up. Great movie, but that's fucked
I loved
up.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
really good movie.
Because I just was like, Drew, where did you find this movie? Because this movie
Yeah,
is
so,
fucked
he
up.
did-
Well, no, that was
Hereditary.
big, and actually, some people felt that, with the movies that they
A lot of people walk out in theaters.
Yeah.
They were
that
bored.
they felt they were snubbed a little bit. Like
Really?
there were certain movies people were saying like maybe they should have like gotten a nod or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like people were talking about like Uncut Gems. You know, some people say
Yeah, and I didn't see that, but I heard that was like a really big one.
Why does Adam
Midsommar.
Sandler keep his acting abilities such a secret? Only like Punch Drunk Love, and this one he's like, hey, I can act.
Yeah, and it's
Funny, right?
Maybe the market was bigger for a funny man who looks
yeah.
like Adam
Especially-
Sandler.
especially-
Actor
That's what it
Yeah.
was.
who looks like
He
Adam.
made
Like-
most of his.
Especially at those times, like, because I mean, I feel what you're saying, but
Billy
I don't know how
Like,
my
he-
life. Right,
he
how
started
would my
off
life
with me
be
as a
without Billy
demographic.
Madison.
Exactly.
Like,
Or
yeah,
Happy
like-
Gilmore.
Oh.
Or The Water Boy. Come on, man. I could name it. Little Nicky. Let's go. We can keep going.
Yeah.
We can
Little
keep
Nicky
going.
does deserve.
Lil-
Like,
Lil Nicky's awesome.
It deserves a mention.
Yeah.
It deserves a mention. It wasn't as big as the other ones, but really, like, I liked it. I liked Little Nicky.
Little Nicky was great, man.
Little Nicky was great.
Big Daddy.
Tom Papa.
Oh, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
That was the
Yeah.
first time you saw a little bit
Yeah.
of the acting.
I
in
still
Big
have
Daddy.
that on video
yeah.
cassette. That's how
kinda
good that
he was
movie
kinda
is.
crying at
Yeah,
the
You know?
end of it,
you
right?
felt-
Scuba Steve, man.
Scuba
Oh,
Steve.
Scuba. Oh,
He was crying in Waterboy. Now that I look back, you know,
Yeah.
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 he's almost like somebody who's pretending to be a bad actor.
What other movie I
Funny,
could name?
'cause that's the-
It was
what
a
the world
serious
wanted
movie,
him
but
to
it was
be
good.
for so
50 First
long.
Dates. Yeah. Some
50
people
First Dates. Yeah, that one.
some people are like kind of like I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like what you,
You can't
expect.
overthink it though.
You can't overthink
Yeah.
it.
Right.
It's like
just-
a
it
cartoon
is what it
level.
was. You know?
Like
Take it away,
Aladdin the
face value.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because at the end when like she wakes up and now they have children and they're like sailing the Antarctic or whatever. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like that must have been a terrible day when she was pregnant and she just woke up into pregnancy.
Yep.
Like if she went to sleep like because she's going through let's say hours of like labor, how they say like women do 72 hours of labor. So that day she goes to sleep and then she wakes up and like on the third day or whatever, finally the contractions and she's having the baby, and they got to sit there and like, oh, you're having babies, you're pregnant, and then she like goes to
The
sleep.
shock
and then,
value, the psychological shock value's got to be fucked
I
up.
was
Every
like-
time you wake up, it's a different situation. That's
Right.
fucked.
Yeah.
And you have no
So-
clue how you got there.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Keanu Reeves style
Oh.
in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Where he pops out
Right.
the first
Yeah,
time.
it's like, oh shit. Okay, this is for real.
Yeah.
No way.
They
You know,
made another movie with the same idea. I think it's called Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. I never saw that.
Edge of Tomorrow.
I never saw that.
Edge
But
of Tomorrow
It was
was
definitely
more.
worth watching.
No, oh my God,
Yeah.
watch
That
that.
I
definitely
gotta
would
watch
watch
that.
it.
Okay.
But wait, did they still go with Edge of Tomorrow? Or, because like when you see some
Oh,
of the
Live,
posters,
Kill, Repeat?
yeah, like I'm like, or was that the title? Like I can't remember
Yo, you
which.
guys watch season 4 of Rick and Morty?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah,
We're
Of
all
course.
up to date, dude. That show is so funny, right?
Yo,
'Cause
it's funny as hell.
They got killed. They got like a show that makes fun of that. Kill, Rick, Repeat. He's like
Oh, yeah,
working
yeah,
up
yeah.
in different.
Yeah.
It's like, it's annoying that I even have to ask this question, but you are down with fascist regimes, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
it turns the light switch on. It's like, and then he's like, even like in the octopus land, it's like, oh, Nazi octopus.
And he's like, yeah, nope.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, the one time he just ends up killing
He's
himself.
like, nope,
look, I'm
mm-mm.
done.
The wasps.
It's like, what's up with the fascists? Like, it was a lot of fascism. A lot
A
of
lot.
fascism.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, but like you see how in any human society there's going to be many fascist regimes. It's like the next two. There's like,
what if we're normalizing it?
Yeah,
that's an interesting perspective.
What if we're seeing it so much after World War II?
Yeah,
I mean, like villages didn't have the opportunity to be that. You know what I mean? By the time you're an empire, and you want to switch leaderships, how else
do you do it?
Stalin was like apparently like way more brilliant than Hitler when it came to like how meticulous he was with the tiny little changes and shit like that.
Just so
but as far as what keeping his people down,
left and right.
Yeah. Really.
Well,
good,
no, yeah,
really
like,
good
He was
yeah.
a really good fascist.
Yeah, he was good. He was really, he was good at it. But no, it's like even that's.
Well, I mean, I think I read this idea where, like, the idea of culture is so that you can have conflicting values, which like are very hypocritical. So you'll have Christians who will murder so that they can teach people that murdering is wrong, or something. Uncivilized people, if you will, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's what cultures are. It takes, and then you can one up that with Jamie Lannister talking about how like no matter what you do, you're fucked. You're either a bad son or you're a bad member of the royal family or whatever. Something's in a conflict, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Life's always just gonna lift its leg and fucking wave it at you all day.
Exactly, all day.
Yeah.
Your job is to now gain the knowledge to navigate through that. Yeah, that's it. You know.
So Kimball was telling me the other day that like especially with cars like Tesla, basically in the future people will not be owning cars anymore.
They'll be renting subscription
based cars.
Subscription based. It's gonna
that
be,
just fucked me up way harder than it should have.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be in the future. Like we're not going to own cars. It's gonna be with everything. Everything that you do in daily life.
There.
Yeah, we're there now.
Yeah,
we're there now.
There'll be a Netflix of car rentals.
What you mean, leasing or
leasing?
Okay,
leasing.
But it's gonna go advanced. You know how? I don't know if any of you use Photoshop or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Adobe was like, "Yo, we gotta make this subscription based."
Yeah.
And now they charge monthly. Or
Same thing with Microsoft Office.
You can't buy it outright.
You can't buy the software outright
Can you have
anymore.
a selection then? Can I have a selection of different cars I want for the Wednesday or for the Tuesday? Can I like? You know what I mean? It should be like a Netflix of car rentals.
If you got money,
you spend all day thinking about what kind of car you want to drive in before you even.
I mean, like they have something like that now called the Turo app, and you basically can choose a car,
and it's blowing up. Apparently,
it's blowing up. Yeah.
So one day you need to go to an interview, you want to flex on them, bring out the Bentley.
Twitch
right, and you just do that.
You can do that, yeah.
Because even right now, like I think about like just Uber and Lyft and whatnot. Like I had to depend on those apps for 3 months because I had lost my license. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because there's a song at the time there was a song called Uber Everywhere, and it was like a flex. It was a flex for that rapper.
Made in Tokyo, whatever his name was.
It was like, and what was crazy was it's like, okay, that seemed like a flex, but for me, when that bodied me financially. Them 3 months of Ubering and Lyft, and I'm sitting there trying to go back and forth, like whoever offered me a deal that day, like it got literally to a point where I had to say to myself, "You've gone enough places today. You can't. You don't have. You spend so much money on travel.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same freedom as you have a car, a used car that you're paying insurance on every month, and you're paying the gas. It's a lot less cheaper to do it that way, but it's a lot more responsibility.
But then also, what are they going to do with used cars?
Yeah,
then if
the
they're
maintenance
going
alone. I'm a mechanic, and the maintenance is a bitch.
Yeah.
But see,
the only thing that saves me is because I have the knowledge and I have the hands to do it. I save thousands of dollars.
Dude, you save so much money.
Yeah, but it's like, oh fuck, I gotta change a wheel now. I gotta do
You're
this,
doing all
I gotta
the
do that.
legwork, getting under the car. You gotta get someone.
Yeah.
Well, you're a mechanic, so you gotta lift.
Yeah.
But when you're not in that position,
now I gotta. And even when I'm at home, like I have like my big jacks. I gotta jack the car up. I gotta position it a certain way so I could get under a certain way. I gotta have the right tools. Thank God for pneumatic tools and ratchets and impact guns. Thank God for that, because when I started out as a mechanic, I didn't have all that. I had caveman tools. I'd use wrench. I'd use my strength to take bolts off. It sucks. No,
I could imagine, because it's funny to me, like how now I remember when they started putting that shield over like with the logo of whatever car you bought over like all.
Oh, they
parts
cover
under the hood.
everything.
So it's like we don't want you to get to that because for me, I was a used car. Well, I'm still a used car guy, but like a lot of my older cars, you know, I taught myself how to do like the most basic stuff. So I didn't pay for, you know, I got that little tool, take out my spark plugs, put in new spark plugs. I was like, okay,
and
change
people
my
don't
oil,
realize
change
it's
at least
really
brake,
easy.
Just
Like,
change my
I
brake
look at it-
pads.
yeah.
Simple stuff you can
It's
do
easy.
to save some bread.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I get under there, grab my oil filter. I had this container, so you put
So you
the
can
funnel,
drain- so you
drain
can
that
drain it,
container, all that stuff. You know, when you learn stuff, sometimes you sit there, it's like, oh shit, all on my shirt. Fuck. But you know, you go through it, and you know, and you figure it out.
I mean, like, yeah,
And it's
exactly. I
not
have my
hard.
shop clothes.
It's-
I have clothes that I don't give a fuck about, and I put those on when I'm doing
my
it
work
because I'm
clothes.
gonna ruin
Yeah.
myself. I'm gonna have grease all over me. That's
and it's
it.
cool, but it's
down
cool.
with
You
the car.
felt good when you
feel
finished
good,
that.
yeah. When you finish,
get
you got that satisfaction. You put the Gojo on. You wipe your hands.
Get that grease out, that lava,
and you sit there and you look at your finished product, and you
like,
start the car, and you're
you
like,
know,
yeah, you know, I did a
you
good
feel-
You
deal.
almost need
feel
somebody
accomplished.
around.
I am all that is mad.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You almost need, you need somebody on the couch that's doing nothing so you can talk shit to them. You know you can get away with it. Motherfucker, what'd you do all day? Watch Roseanne?
Be like, yeah, I just
Nah, was
disassembled
fucking
and
working.
reassembled an
I was
engine. What did
working.
you
Yeah,
do?
what did you
You
do?
know?
I was a guy doing his job.
That was funny, Roseanne, because back then you might have been watching.
Yeah.
I remember Mark
She was
Wahlberg's
huge.
character from The Departed. He's like, I'm the guy doing my job. You must be the other guy. I use that at work all the time. Like, who are
Exactly. You
you?
must be the.
I love that one.
Do you do it with a Southie accent? Do you drop your ass when you
Did
do
you
it?
guys have any like topics that you wanted to bring forward
What do you mean?
before we sum things up?
I told you. we
Oh,
could
it's
talk
almost
about
over.
anything.
We're at that. time.
Yeah. When you're having fun, time flies by.
That's how it
I
goes.
truly didn't know. I thought we were gonna be like,
How
you
it
know,
feels like at every episode.
like how
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's like on there for like an hour.
Yeah, an hour. Like something's an hour and 30. I'm
I
just
be
like,
looking
wow.
like, wow, I
But
can't-
then you watch it and it's like, oh, it's over already. You
Yeah.
know, like.
Yeah, it's like sometimes like I can't sit here with you all this time, Joe Rogan. I've got other things. To do.
But you know,
Rogan, I've got a life.
I've got it. Yeah.
but you know
I
what? Joe
can't sit
Rogan
here
asks
with
the
you
right
and Tony
questions.
Hinchcliffe watching.
He asks the questions where it's like every topic is like 20, 25 minutes.
Well,
regardless,
plus
you
he's
know,
got
so-
people. He's smart himself.
Yeah.
I don't know when he turned smart after Fear Factor, but he's like this smart guy.
I think he's always been that
and
way.
then
You know what it's
he's
been?
got all
He started
these
smoking
people
weed
that are
and it opened
super
his brain.
smart, and they just
You
sit
know?
there and chop it up. It's amazing.
It was the DMT.
Yeah, is the
Politics
DMT
real
in
quick.
the THC.
What do you think about the upcoming Democrats? Like how they're faring. There's Bloomberg that's getting involved now.
Man,
right?
listen.
Bloomberg, the
Just real
Republican,
quick, you know?
the Republican mayor that created stuff like that oversaw policies like stop and frisk, and now you're the Democratic presidential hopeful
just-
Yeah.
that's
should
gonna
change it.
save us.
I can't even.
Trump?
You're already
Fuck.
crossed off in my book.
Yeah, come
I think they're
on.
gonna
I'm
change
sorry.
it. They're gonna
I have
bring stop and
friend. I
frisk
have a
back,
friend
though.
that went through that stop and frisk thing. You know what I mean? A friend of mine. He was in the city. He
They
had
should
like
just
a
change
little.
the name to racist
He
and
had
gets
a
away with
little.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in the way with
And
racism.
get this,
Yeah.
he was not black. He was white. He was a white ginger fellow.
Oh,
And he-
Ginger,
Also,
that's
they
his
did-
problem.
Yeah, he was
he's his own. He's a minority of those motherfuckers.
You know,
Only the
But
the
he was
gingers
a
are
white
like,
man, and he got caught up in the stop and frisk and had to
Gingers-
spend a night in jail because of a
Gin-
little pocket knife that he had on the subway.
Like, you know the
they said, "Hey,
Highlander
what's
movies?
that? Hey, you can't
Like
have this. We
gingers
gotta take
aren't
you
like
in."
Highlanders, but
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, terrible.
They probably don't all know each
Terrible.
other. Like,
So
who-
you know, it wasn't
who's around, they
just
kill
it
the
wasn't
ginger,
just
they
you
get
know
their
the
powers
minority
and shit.
demographic. It targeted everybody too. You know,
because
so,
everybody smokes.
yeah. So I can't. I'm
like-
sorry.
And New Jersey,
yeah,
is
like
pretty much becoming
counterculture.
legal.
If you're counterculture, like, you know, I could imagine. Of course, you know, blacks or Latinos, but
Mhm.
they probably saw anybody with holes in their ears, or
Yeah.
you know, maybe a bar through their
Black fingernails.
Anything,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, that's what people don't see. I mean, like, yeah, it negatively affected people of color, Hispanics, blacks.
There's
all
probably
that.
going to be a
But-
lot of people who aren't allowed to vote this. Because that's like their agenda almost.
That is
to-
it.
to
Yo,
win-
the stuff
to
that they're
win,
doing
right?
on
The
the low.
Decepticons.
Yeah, for
Like-
real.
like-
the Decepticons up.
Yeah,
the
yo, seriously,
Decepticons.
like they're like, you know, all the people he's giving pardons, the judges, like, what is it, like something like, I want to say an absurd number, like someone said something like
95% of federal judges are the spots he filled with people who can't pass their, like, the evaluation for them to even be in front presiding over a court. Like, people have done one trial, who are getting, like, lifetime appointments, all because they have a hard-on for Trump and McConnell. And see, the worst part is Trump is the symptom. When we get rid of him, we're going to see that it's going to develop more into a smarter, disgusting...
No, there's a dude, he's on YouTube. I think his name is Eddie Huang, something like that.
Eddie Huang?
Yeah, so
I know who you're talking about.
He was having a dinner with this with a white nationalist leader.
I saw that. That was on Vice.
Right, yeah. So he's talking to him and he was asking him, like, you know, like, Trump isn't a Republican. Why are you guys voting for him? Because he said outright that, you know, like, Trump's presidency will put in place policies that will either slow or stop the demonetization of white people in America.
Yeah,
and that's
that
what
was the basic
demonetization.
Yeah,
of white people.
Yeah.
So like jobs and things.
Like in other words, them not losing money.
Yeah.
Like if we like
in
if
my
we get
mind,
on YouTube,
it was like
if we get on YouTube,
was
demonetization will become a big deal.
Oh yeah, for real.
In my mind,
you're like they talked about no, cut them off.
They're talking about that bullshit.
Yeah.
How, like you know how different people use different forms of money. Mm-hmm. Like in some society, there's like white people who are the money. Like I'll trade you this white person for. Demonetization of white people. Like, wait, what the fuck?
The white people
demonetization.
Really dropping today.
They need to be demonetized already. Come on, they're just being carried around in pockets like change.
Oh my God.
I'm guessing they're aliens.
I gotta pay like 10 for bread now.
There's gotta be some huge monster out there that's doing something like that. You know?
Man. Terrible. But when you look at it in look at it in that sense, it's like wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, and thanks for everybody who's listening.
Yeah, welcome to the Nothing Experiment.
Yes, thank you. This was a good experience. This is my first podcast, so
it's fun. I recommend everybody try it.
Yeah, try it at least once.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Dip your toe in, just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All right. Shout out to A Shared Universe who helped out.
Yes,
totally.
Big shout outs.
All right. Enjoy your day, guys.
All right. Take it easy. Peace.